Welcome to My Tais at Sunset. I'm Ty.
And I'm Mai. Oh, and let me set an intention before we go any further. I hope that everybody who listens to us has a really great time, that we send out good energy, and you guys feel it. Let's have a happy Aloha Friday.
And what is Aloha Friday?
Aloha Friday in Hawaii starts literally from the time you wake up and you turn on your radio. There is a song that plays all day long on every radio station called Aloha Friday by Kimo Kahuano. Please look it up. We definitely can't afford to play it, or and I don't know if I'm allowed to sing it, but basically it's Aloha Friday, no work till Monday, and it just puts you in the best mood and gets you so excited and jazzed for the weekend.
And we are currently in the mood because we have our drinks.
Oh, I have my Mai Tai.
And we're ready to share some stories. Just like we used to when I would be done with work, Mai would be done with work. We would set a goal every Aloha Friday to have a drink and watch the sunset go down. So Mai Tais at sunset, here we go.
Here we go. And we have this mission to just share positivity through our stories and our experiences. And that's what Pauhana time is all about. Pauhana meaning literally work done and hanging out and having a good time and talking with your friends.
So basically kick the work week to the curb.
Yep.
And let's talk about all the crazy adventures that either happened today, yesterday, or whenever. We're going to get through this.
Oh, and a bunch of new ones.
We're bringing everybody along. Yes.
And a bunch of new ones.
I think every day is an adventure, and sometimes I can bottle them up and save them for Friday, but sometimes they just come out every day.
It's funny when you will text me and you'll be like, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, no, you have to wait now.
I actually have to wait and I have to remember. And there's so many good stories that I have. We may be miles apart, but we do know how to have a good time.
Yes, we do.
Let's hear that drink.
Oh,
raise your glass.
Raise your glass. Oh, Mai Tais. They are my favorite. They're not technically from Hawaii, but we definitely have our own spin on it. And I recorded a video, so you can make my version if you want to. I don't like it too sweet, so it's kind of based on all of my favorite Mai Tais from Waikiki.
Yes, be prepared. Be prepared. I remember my favorite place to have like a Pauhana Friday and Aloha Friday was the Moana Surfrider. Has a great like outdoor seating area, and they had the best pineapple Mai Tai. I normally don't drink a lot, but I sure could take a couple of those drinks.
Yes.
With me and be very, very happy.
We have spent
one of the best views.
We have spent many 4th of Julys at Moana Surfrider, drinking way too many Mai Tais, watching that sunset with Diamond Head in the background. Oh, there's always spinnaker dolphins out there on the ocean, a lot of surfing, people having a great time, and then fireworks on the beach.
I like that description because it's everything that Hawaii is about and that you want, especially when you come to visit.
Yeah, I think that's really something that's kind of unique for us in Hawaii. There are a lot of tropical paradises around the world, but I do feel like Hawaii's pretty special. We have this aloha spirit that I have never felt anywhere else throughout all of my travels. And I just hope that so many people are allowed to come and experience it.
I think people should experience Hawaii at least once in their life, but understand that there's so much more to it than just beaches and bikinis, I guess.
And so many sunsets and sunrises that are just, everyone is different. Everyone is beautiful.
Yeah.
But Hawaii has...
Everybody's beach body ready. No, I'm just kidding.
I wish that were true at all times. No.
Your food is too good there. The food is so... Mac salad. I mean, come on. Who created Mac salad? Like, seriously. Mayonnaise. Mac. into some kind of salad, and you're just like, this tastes so good, but it's so wrong. Or
It's always
spam,
served
eggs, and rice.
2 scoops of rice. Everything comes with 2 scoops of rice in Hawaii, mac salad, and gravy all over. That's why nobody's beach body ready at all times.
My heart hurts just thinking about that, but it's so good. It's so good for you. Maybe just not for your waistline, but it's so good for you. Just eat it.
It's good for your
Like
soul. It's good for your soul.
people are always like, what kind of food do you like in Hawaii? And I was like, oh my gosh, plate lunch.
Plate lunch.
Shoots. Give me the plate lunch with the short ribs, the 2 scoops of mac salad, and 2 scoops of rice.
Yes.
Oh, and some Hawaiian bread. Oh, Hawaiian sweet bread.
Special.
Thank you.
Special.
Yeah. I don't even feel like it's Mai Tais at sunset now. It's like plate lunch with Mai Tais at sunset.
It's almost dinner time for me. So I'm thinking about food. And I would
Oh dear.
love to have some Hawaiian food like lau lau, lomi salmon, poi, squid luau, poke, and of course the
Man, I love
rice.
poke.
Gotta have that with the
Poke
rice.
is such a mainstream thing now on the mainland. Like people are like, oh my gosh, I want poke. And I'm like, no, it's poke.
It's poke.
All right, make it. And it's nori, and it's all the good stuff that you can add on top of it. Just, keep it real. But a lot of people don't know what certain things are, and they make fun of poi like nobody's business. They're like, it's bitter. It doesn't taste like anything. I said, well, it's not supposed to be like the main dish. You're just supposed to have it with other things to make it taste good. I almost find it like a neutralizer. It literally neutralizes my palate, and I can try other things.
Yeah.
And then I always go back to it. But you want to eat it. There's something really intoxicating about poi that you're just like, all right, let me try it again.
It's literally the glue that holds the whole dish together. It brings the whole dish together.
The consistency is like glue sometimes, because I always wonder, like, why doesn't poi stick to that inner container? And it's almost like Elmer's glue. Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the container? Like, it's just so confusing. Like, I'm just thinking about it now. Okay, anyway,
I know.
back to
the other thing that people don't know is that all rice in Hawaii is sticky rice. It's short grain,
sticky rice,
Japanese sticky rice.
Deliciousness.
Yeah. It has to be sticky
rice.
I
love it. You can stick your whole face in a bowl and it all just sticks to you, and you're just like, leftovers.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah.
But the magic of, that plate lunch in a styrofoam container, which most people don't like, but don't hate on the container, love the inside. Mm-hmm. Like, you open it up, it's just steamy, and you're like, shoots. Is it chicken katsu? Is it like short rib? Is it, I don't even know what else you've got over there.
But chicken katsu. I can't even
remember all the good things. Huli huli chicken.
Oh, huli huli chicken. Chicken katsu with Japanese curry all over.
Yes.
That's an amazing favorite. Yep. I'm getting really hungry now. There was something else I was going to say. I can't remember.
Ma, you're going to have to do like a ton of editing.
It's okay. This part's easy. It's okay. Where were we?
So, back to, why are we doing this? I think it's really hard for us to record something that's not organic at all. Like, you and I just don't work that way.
You know what? I know why we're doing this. We're doing this because I miss you.
Well, I miss you too. That is really the truth. I think you and I had such an instant connection, and we kind of know how to keep the conversation flowing. Mm-hmm. And when we don't have that conversation for a long time, which we haven't had a conversation like the last few in a long time, and I think it's way overdue, and sometimes you just realize, you're almost awakened that the most important things in life are your family and the people that you treat as family. And you are definitely the sister that I've never had, and I really appreciate you every day. And your conversations and your messages to me and to every situation that I've ever been in have always been positive and with light. And I hope that, every so often when we talk and you have a bad day, that I can bring you that same joy and, reinvigoration of being that magical individual and that magical person in my life who helps me get through some really tough times when I can't rely on, you know, our worst critics are ourselves and our family, right?
Mhm.
So not every time do you get to meet somebody who understands you and is patient with you and wants to hold your hand through everything, that even if it goes wrong or if it goes well. And I think for me, from my perspective, when I look at our friendship, I push you out of your comfort zone.
You
Like, I don't give
have.
you the option. I'm
You
just like, you
have.
know what, Mai, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Okay, you fail, but guess what? I'm still standing here and helping you,
Yep.
and I'm there to support you. You do the same thing for me. We bring strengths. We bring our strengths and we bring our I don't want to say weaknesses, but I want to say like our things we need to improve on, but we complement each other in that way. And we always have. We have that innate connection that has really persevered through many hardships and triumphs.
Mhm.
And those are the things we're going to share. It's about the journey. It's about the experience. It's not about the results all the time,
Mhm.
and the successes. It's about learning who you are and who you want to be with at the end.
Mhm. And you know when
Because
I'm sorry.
I can't
When
imagine you not in my life.
I can't imagine you not in mine. And you know when I said let's do this podcast, I wasn't thinking about a whole bunch of other people listening, but I really wanted it to be for us. I wanted it to be for our families. And I just wanted to remember all the really good times. And if other people find us enjoyable, I'm really happy to share. Maybe we have wisdom in our stories that other people can relate to and make their day a little bit better. That would be awesome.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to relate to this because everybody loves a good happy hour. Everybody wants a sunset. And everybody loves food and other things and like to hear what other people have gone through. I mean, how many people have moved to Hawaii? How
Hmm.
many people have grown up and lived in Hawaii and can share in a positive, constructive light how to survive and thrive? I mean, I think I'm pretty resilient when it comes to things, but it can be tough if you don't know, uh, if you can't make friends and you can't make, you know, family there,
Hmm.
have a connection. And paddling will do that. Um,
Well, it
you
can
know,
and it can't. It kind of depends, what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. And I think that Hawaii is kind of unique and special. We actually don't really have racism. We don't have any one dominant ethnicity in Hawaii. There is such a vast cultural mix. And if you can't chill out and, roll with it, and that's kind of how everybody had to blend together. Um, we make fun of each other. We laugh at each other. Um, every ethnicity around the world, they have their quirks, and we recognize them too. And we don't attack others about it, but we will laugh and joke because we have the same similar weird quirks like everybody else. But everybody gets along. Everybody gets along, and that's but you can't force those kind of relationships. But I think if you just be nice and you be honest, um, everybody in Hawaii will most likely give you a chance. They'll give you a chance.
I think that's very true, and I think you speak the truth when if you can roll with it and be chill.
Hmm.
Hawaii has its own time,
Hmm.
its
We
own
really do.
purpose.
Hawaii Standard Time. It's its
Oh yeah,
own.
I had to learn that the hard way. I mean, being from the mainland, it's like go go go, give me my food, get to the destination, drive like a maniac. And when I moved there, I literally learned to chill out. When I got back to the mainland, I was driving like 50 miles an hour because I had no reason to rush. I have no destination that's more important than just enjoying the moment. And I would say, like, now that I've spent more time on the mainland, I drive like a lot more aggressively than I used to. But I kind of miss that whole, like, I'm on an island. I'm not going to get very far. And everybody drives like they just have nothing else to do, which I think is really funny. And then you get the tourists that are just driving like crazy, and you're like, all right, well, you obviously are not from here.
Yeah.
And if you're driving a Jeep or a convertible Mustang, you are totally a tourist.
Everybody knows.
Like that's just not the vehicles you want to drive.
Yeah. I think that there's something interesting. People come to Hawaii and they forget how to be um I don't want to say the word they they it's not like they forget to be smart. They just they they do things that it's like, "Oh, we're on vacation in Hawaii. We can just walk in the middle of the road." Or we can just turn when there's into different lanes of shopping centers or beach parking lots and without even looking or paying attention. It's like the rules that they had to follow from wherever they are from still apply when you come to Hawaii. There are people in Hawaii, we work, we live just like you do wherever you're from. You have to still respect the laws and the rules of the road, of um, normal functioning society. It's the craziest thing when you go shopping and people are just literally standing in the middle of the parking lot and you're like, I need to drive to park my car. And they're just like, I'm on vacation. Aren't you on vacation? And I just feel like they think
I'm wearing my
everybody should be
Aloha
on
shirt.
vacation.
I'm wearing my Aloha shirt and my khakis, and I can just stand here with my mouth open. Yeah, I know. I totally get it. I just think you guys are so compacted into a small amount of mass land mass, and you just don't get that luxury. And plus, you have people from all over the world who drive differently. They drive on the wrong side of the road. Just kidding. On the opposite side of the road, and I mean, you have people who don't even have licenses, like they
I
just
know.
driving. And
I know.
oh, well, thank you for sharing your land with us.
I have a friend who lives on the beach, has this gorgeous house right there on the beach, the most beautiful beach in the world, I swear. And there was a time I was coming to go to paddling practice, which happens just so lucky to be on this beautiful beach. And I remember one day I asked him when there was like a ton of cars and so much traffic that he literally has to wait 45 minutes to get out of his own house to go a mile down the road because there's just that many cars of people that want to come to this one beach. And I said, "What do you feel like when you see all of this and all of this traffic and people sometimes being rude or disrespectful in front of his property?" And he told me, "How can I live someplace so beautiful and not want to share it with the world?" And it made me stop in my tracks and be very grateful and thankful that I only live a mile away from him, that I still have to drive to where he is, where he can just walk steps to the ocean.
Right.
Um, but I just appreciate him as a friend, and that when I go to the beach and I get to see a friendly face, and you know,
I think, a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of people who live in that area and it's very tiny and there's only one way in, one way out. I always, when I would go down to that beach that you're talking about, it was always so hard to find parking. And then you see all these creative ways people park, and you're just like, you know what? I'm about to go to the beach. I'm going to do something fun or paddle or relax. And
yeah,
I'm not going to worry about it.
yeah. I
So
remember being on that beach and any beach actually, and you're just there, and any kind of anger that you might have had
on your way there.
from the day, yes, or finding that parking space, fighting for it, waiting while other cars were honking behind you, it all melted away the moment you were face to face with the ocean. And there's something about that lulling back and forth that just literally drag that negativity right out of you.
I think any kind of ocean environment, beach environment will do that, but Hawaii just has that special like healing. And it's not because you can grab a plate lunch and go down to the beach. It's just there's something about the culture, there's something about the people. And if you just give it a chance and you really embrace it, even if you're there for a short amount of time, just be humble and respect the people and the culture, and you'll get so much further and you'll get so much more out of it. I
Mhm.
mean, I used to go down to Waikiki quite a bit and have, dinners there or lunch or go shopping. And I just see like how different people interact with myself because I am fortunate enough to look like a local, or just with the people who are working there and things. And you would see different types of people, and sometimes I would just send them some kind of energy and be like, you know what, just be nice and you'll have an amazing vacation. There are a lot of people who have gone to Hawaii and tried the poke and gotten sick, or they eat things that they're not supposed to. And I mean, that's kind of like, maybe a result of like not embracing the fact that, it's a different place to be. It's
Yep.
wonderful. Everybody talks about, I want to go to Hawaii. Everybody talks about all these great things they want to do in Hawaii or what they've done in Hawaii. And I
Mhm.
said, you know what? But you enjoyed the culture, right? Like you
Yeah.
enjoyed the people. And they were like, yeah, you know what? After the first day, after I got to rest from a long journey there, I really embraced it. Yes, they did all the touristy things, but they would walk on the beach barefoot and stand there and just enjoy that view. Waikiki's gorgeous, Diamond Head, you know. So, one of the things I ask that everybody do when they come to Hawaii or they're traveling to Hawaii is get a lei. Not get
Oh
laid,
yeah.
but get a lei. The flowers are amazing. The flowers are gorgeous. Birds of paradise, hibiscus, plumeria, and my favorite is jade, which you cannot get on the mainland because it has seeds. But jade is literally a teal colored flower that looks like crab claws, and it is amazing. That is my
Yeah.
favorite flower in Hawaii. And that is like one of like four places you can find it. I did
Mhm.
the research. So a lei means so much to me. Every time I would visit, or when I lived there, I made it a point that everybody who came to visit me or was in my traveling party would get one. And here's an expert tip. The ladies at the Hawaiian lei shops in front of the airport will give you a really good
Mhm.
deal if you ask them for nice ones in the back. You never want to buy the ones in the front. You always buy the ones in the back. And those are
Mhm.
the ones in the cooler and everything. And my favorite is like they use over 100 orchid flower
Mhm.
petals. It's called the Christina lei. It's very
Yep.
beautiful. And like you'll get very far if you're like, I want a Christina lei. Like, don't know why they call it that, but it's literally over 100 orchid petals folded into a nice lei, or a jade lei, which is really
Mhm.
beautiful. And the flowers are just amazing, and that's another part of Hawaii that I just love is the ocean, the flowers, the sunsets, the sunrises, the people, the food, and the music. I mean, who doesn't want a good ukulele playing in the background, like strumming, chilling, and it is an excuse to just get away. And Pauhana is all about that. Aloha Friday. Kick off the weekend, kick off your shoes, and take it easy and just relax. So, I want to thank everybody. Mahalo for tuning in. I hope you come back and check us out on mytaisatsunset.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and wherever you listen in to your favorite podcast. We will be here and share every Aloha Friday.
Until we meet again, ahoy ho.